Hey guys, welcome back to Neckbeard Game Devs. Let's make a slot machine game in Blender and Unity. Let's get these reels set up for Unity properly. On my reel set, looks like I accidentally took two faces from, you know, the reel and put it on one of the actual image faces. So I got to fix that. Basically, I'm just going to separate these and then join the object back to the main reel, and from there I'll just join the meshes or join the vertices, you'll see. So this is one way you can fix it. I unparented the object from the image face, and that's why it jumped over, and from here just kind of lining it up. This is one way to easily fix a model if you screwed something up. I could have just made new faces, I guess, but I wanted to show you guys this way also. If you're new to Blender, how you can fix certain things. It gets a little tough to work in these areas without rescaling the object. So my first couple tries here, I'm not happy with the outcome. So basically, what you got to do is you got to figure out you know where you want this to snap at properly, and you got a couple options. So I'm going to snap these at first. I'm going to grab the vertex I want, and then I'll snag this other one with the grab tool, and then we'll merge them at the first. Now we shouldn't have any duplicate vertices. Um, it should all mesh real nice right now. These snap tools are great. You could use them for a variety of different, ways to snap faces together, to get rid of other faces that you're not happy with. There's just so many tools to use. So basically here we're going to do the same thing as we did for like the buttons and everything else. We're going to center this, we're going to set this origin to the geometry so that we have the proper point when we add our image in Unity. You'll see that again that it snaps pretty, it's pretty close to what we want in size. And after we get it right, we could copy and paste a lot of the actual transforms, and it puts us even in a better environment, easier environment to get it straight, get it exactly where we want on the reel. So just make sure when you're doing this that you're getting them all right, so you can reset your positions real easy without Control Z and going all the way back. If you notice one, you accidentally hit the wrong set origin, just Control Z, Command Z, you're way back. All right, so now we should be good. So when we do import this now into Unity, it's going to be different. So working in the prefab environment, we've already made a lot of changes to our model with all the images. Now I'm going to show you how to make changes in a prefab environment since we're using the same model. we're going to delete the middle reel and the right reel and just copy and paste this one in there for now. But in the Unity environment, we're only going to use one reel and set that one up. So the other two reels are just for Blender. If you wanted to, you could actually delete them and not have the extra faces, the extra file size, in your Unity project. But I'm just going to copy and paste, duplicate this reel over just to have it in my Blender project. But that's one way when you're designing assets for Unity. You don't have to, in your main model, if you're going to have one table, you only want one type of table. You only want one of those tables in your model that you're going to import to Unity. So you might have like two separate files. One file that is like your idea of the whole project, how you want it to look in Blender, and you duplicate tables, you duplicate other objects, and you have multiple objects of the same model in your scene. Well, when you do that in Unity, you're just adding all that extra file information. So you'd rather work in the prefab environment, have one model, and then just duplicate that model. You could even adjust the colors, adjust the scales, and so each prefab could be a little different. You could even add some other empty game objects if you wanted to have them in there where you could turn them on and off, stuff like that. But you don't really want to have the duplicate model no matter what it is in Blender. Like, we could probably get away with having one green button and one blue button, all the way down to that, stripping the model all the way down to that. But we're only dealing with 5 faces there, and in these reels, same thing. They're only like 35 to 40 faces, so we're not dealing with a high mesh model, but it's just good solid practice. So let's get this FBX exported to Unity. You can just do a normal export since we already have the FBM file. If we do change it, if we do change the materials in Blender more, which I doubt, but if you did, then you can do the full copy export. But for now, we'll just export it out. So make sure you're going to your Unity folder, and we're going to export directly to Unity. All right, so you see our reels here, they kind of disappeared. I'm not worried about that. Don't be worried about that. They're in the model. So what we got to do is we got to open up this prefab. I just kind of want to see where it put them. Looks like it stuffed everything together. And this is why we didn't do our images on the spinners yet. Yeah, it stuffed them all together right in the center. All right, so let's open up this prefab. We're going to drag the model in there. Oh, I was dragging the prefab. Let's drag the model. All right, we got it in there. Now we're going to unpack that model. And we're going to delete the old spinners. And we're going to drag these new spinners into the original prefab. And then we're going to delete the new model that we're going to leave the spinners but delete the model. So you only have one, model of you don't want to have duplicate models on top of each other. So you have one model of the actual cabinet, and then we pulled the new spinners into the old model. So now we're set. We could start adding images now to this reel. And you'll see like the image pretty much snaps. You're going to reset the transform, reset the position. And now basically with our tools, with our Unity transform tools, we're going to get this guy, basically into place. Each face, there should be 15 reels on the face. If you followed along when we created the reel, we did 15 faces. So each face should take this image very nicely. The images aren't perfect, so you'll have to scale them each one. But now after you finish this first one, you have a reference. So how you can pull this reel out if you want, the whole reel, and work your way around it. But if you see how I do it here, I just calculated, 360 divided by 15 equal 24. Then my left spinner started at 90 degrees. So yeah, right here, 360 divided by 15 equals your 24, right? So this here will be 100, here's our 90. So our second position should be at 114 on the Z rotation. That should center us off perfectly. And we will use these coordinates in our reel spins so that we can set our reels back to, a standard so they're not just flying around. So from here, you're basically doing the same thing. You can copy the transform and paste it. You can set each one individually like I'm doing here. I kind of do a little bit of both after I get these first couple set. The bonus screenshot is a little larger. The red hots are all just a little different size, but if you get this way to work with the Unity transform tools, and you use your navigation here also on your right top corner where you can snap to front view, snap to right view. It's just placing these first individual images, and then what we'll end up doing is copying this left spinner, like I said. So we're only doing it once, and then duplicating it to the middle spinner, duplicating it to the right spinner. And at first, we can just deal with this same pattern we have of the images, but we're going to want to change that pattern a bit. But we'll already have the transforms. It's just basically duplicating the object and then putting it in a different spinner slot, and then copying the transform and then just adjusting it. So, maybe another 20 minutes of that. But at first, I think we should just set this up, this first reel, copy them all, just move the rotation a little bit so that the rotations aren't the same. And then we could start writing our game logic, getting it spinning, getting some things in motion, downloading, importing some assets from the asset store, some audio stuff, and maybe a few other things, and then start setting up the whole login scene, everything that we would want, that you would want in a game like this. So just keep plugging away here. You can follow exactly how I'm doing it. You could kind of skip ahead and see, but I'm centering it each time and just working in that same environment. So I'm just adding 24 degrees to my Z axis. It centers the slot, and then I work from there. And you can see, like here, the red hot looks kind of big, kind of like before, but it's just a little different size. So you got to scale it just a little different to get in there. But it's going to look really good if you follow along. I was trying to see if I could change this transform a little bit on the rotation transform, but it doesn't look like it. I try a few things here, but it keeps the same solid rotation. But either way, just keep plugging away with getting your images. Then we're going to start right away on getting our initial game logic down, and going to have a great time with this. Thanks for following along. Looking forward to the next episode. Neckbeard out.
You'll never break. the ground that awaits you. And as you molest and destroy, look for me in hell. You'll be my boy. Out of total hate, disgust, ideas covered up in rust. There is not much left to trust. All our hopes turn to dust. Without me, we've got nothing left to love. You got a lot to prove. Tell me why should I believe that you done for all my sins? You got a lot to prove. I will erase you. I will waste the time. You. We are not sheep nor blind. You. awesome.